Welcome everybody to a happy Friday episode of the Daily High with Matt McGregor and Tone Vase. Good morning, Tone. Today's show is going to be a little bit short because Tone's got to run off to the airport. Is that right, mate?
That's right.
We wouldn't even be bringing you the show except Tone's flight got delayed. So where are you off to, mate?
Back to the US for a couple of days for the 3-day holiday weekend.
Oh, nice. I'm excited. Tomorrow I'm playing. Japan's. I love Japan because they've got everything. I always say it doesn't matter what you're into. If you're into tiddlywinks or collecting pogs,
Yep.
there's like 0.0001% of the population who does that. But that's a community in Japan. There's a few thousand people. So, I play Australian football in Japan. But tomorrow, just to be niche on niche, we've got like the Embassy Cup. So it's Australia versus Ireland in the Embassy Cup, and all the ambassadors are coming in that. And we're playing a game of Gaelic football cross between AFL. It's called International Rules Football. So it's not even AFL, which is niche. It's not even Gaelic football, which is niche. It's a combination sport of both down in
Nice.
Tokyo. I'm going to be representing the Aussies there, and it's going to be great. So let's go into the charts.
Well,
Do you want to go? You want to go first?
all right. I'll go first.
All right, mate.
Yeah, I guess the last chart I was looking at just now was Ethereum. I'm still a little confused on what the announcement was. Twitter believes that the Ethereum ETF has been approved. The price chart has not changed. I believe this is resistance for Ethereum, so it will likely go down from here versus Bitcoin. Now, let's talk about Bitcoin. Bitcoin had a rough day yesterday. It's rebounding a little bit. The weekly chart remains on a very disappointing looking candle. That's a resistance shooting star candle. I do not like this candle. We still have a couple of days to rally. I want to see this body be, eliminate half of the shadow. Right now, the tone-based volume would be red. I really want to see this tone-based volume in the green. So we do need to eat away at some of that shadow. The allocation chart remains 100% long. The price is still above all the moving averages, and they are all rising. The daily chart, and that's where trouble is setting in. The good news is today's candle has not broken yesterday's lows. Now, while yesterday's lows did not make it all the way to the moving averages, I think that 67,000 is pretty good support. However, if we end up back at 67,000, now I would be looking at 65,000. This daily chart looks like it's ready to reverse from here. So let's see if this weekend, look, the intraday low could be in, the closing low might not be in. I am going to be bullish going into next week right now as an assumption. I still see this as a 1 to 4 candle correction that has almost played itself out. So let's go to lower level time frame.
Yeah.
On a low level time frame, I don't like this look. This 4-hour chart is not good. We are already starting to form a horizontal channel, which I do not like. However, if we don't spend too much time in this horizontal channel, we can then break back out of it. So if we are still in this channel on Monday, I'm going to be bearish. If we are above this channel by Monday, I will assume that the 67 low is in and we're ready to challenge the all-time high. 1-hour chart. Again, I don't like the structure. We just broke the MRI support line late last night. We had a lower closing low on the hourly, but we could not break the intra-hourly low. This is not the kind of picture that I like. I would not be going long here personally. I would wait for not only a new swing high, I would need a little more than that because A new swing high at this point could be a trap, just like this right here, like 7 hours ago was a bearish trap. I can certainly see a bullish trap at these moving averages at 68.5. So remember last time where I kept saying the moment we go above 67.5, 68.5, we're going to be off to the races to the upside? When we were saying that for a week, maybe more than a week, like 2 weeks. This time around, I'm probably going to need something more. 69.5 maybe. Clear all of these moving averages on a 4-hour, on a 1-hour, maybe even challenge this hourly MRI resistance, which could be lower by then, ideally. It's on the hourly chart, I think I'm going to need 69.5 to break before I'm bullish here. This is no man's land for me, and it will stay no man's land for a while because I won't actually be bearish until we break this trend line. So I'm not actually going to be bearish until 64 is taken out to the downside, and I'm not going to be bullish until 69.5 is taken out. This is a pretty wide no trade zone for me. Let's go back to that 4-hour chart or 1-hour chart. So on a 1-hour scale, let me delete this purple line here, and then I'm going to hand it off to you, Matt. So I'm going to put in a new channel here. Yeah, I mean, I'm bearish below these moving averages. So that's below 64.5. So I'm still going to give it a chance. And I'm not going to be bullish until 69.5. Now, I would love to shrink this channel as the way Bitcoin consolidates inside this channel. And this is all inside a wider channel. So what I may do is I want to I want to lower this for now just so I can like get those dotted lines in sync. So something like that. So this is my channel inside the big channel. This is a massive no trade zone for me. I mean, maybe if tomorrow we crash to 65, that becomes my perfect buy the dip. But right now, it's a bit of a no man's land. But I'm sure Matt has a trade on, so he'll tell you about it. Matt, floor is yours.
Yeah, thanks, Tone. Thank you. Let's do this. Before we go any further, please like and subscribe, share it with your friends. Please use the affiliate links and discount in the discount, fucking whatever, the group below. But please, more than anything else, join the Telegram group, the Discord group, because from tomorrow we'll start posting the links on how to join the trading competition, the BitGet trading competition. They're a World Cup of trading. We're going to put a massive team together and we're going to take out first prize. Tomorrow we'll have the links in the Discord group. So the Discord group is in the links in the description below. All right. So this is it's going to be easy for me to make a bearish case. Very, very easy. So first of all, I just want to clean up yesterday's chart. So these gray lines here. So I had the trade on from 63,972, and I'm getting rid of that now. I closed the trade out at 86,015 last night. The price came up throughout the show, and Tony and I were messaging each other throughout a period about 1 hour after the show. And I set a stop loss at 68,000, went and took a shower, and then it was below that after my shower. So I messaged Tony, oh, shoot, I'm out. All right. So I did pretty well on that trade. And I wanted to reference as well that point I was making about it's not my money. Like, why didn't I sell at 72, 71 or whatever? I don't know what's going to happen. I took a punt on the trade. And I made 0.17 something on the trade. And when at the peak, it was at like 0.28 or something like that. But I never viewed the 0.28 or whatever it was, 0.3, something like that, as my money. It was not my money. Do you know, that was just unrealized profit, right? So the realized profit for the week, it was 0.17. Good trade, good week's work. So I don't care about the rest. I don't know what's going to happen. That could have rolled into a Bitcoin trade. Don't know. So that's all I was trying to make that point. And anyway, so the trade's closed, right? And so this blue line, which we are basically at right now, I have taken on a new trade and I'm sitting in that right now. I'm not married to that trade because I can make a big case of why I don't like this trade. And I'm going to go through that right now. We did come up over the day and we've touched exactly on the 7 simple moving average right now on the 4-hour time frame. So we're below all the key moving averages on the 4-hour time frame. All right. That's not good. We want a bullish break. We want to be above all of these moving averages. We're not. And we've just, as we've worked our way back up, just touched on it. 4-hour, not good. 12-hour, let's have a look. We're below, in the middle of nowhere. We're in the middle of the 7 simple moving average and the 30 simple moving average on a negative MRI count. It is begging for 65,700 to draw it nearer to itself. It might do that. It might do that. Daily time frame. I like that we've completely come back down and retraced the breakout point. It gives me some hope that we've got a chance to rally above, that we've come back, that we shot up, came back down, retested. I like to see that kind of structure, believe it or not. I don't mind that for a bit of a bounce, but we've still got to clear the 7 simple moving average. Otherwise, we start to come back down here. I'm looking for the 50 or the 30 or who knows. The wave's still red. Anything's on the cards. So that's the daily time frame. And we'll go to the weekly and I'll finish on the hourly. So just to give you, I'm giving you all the negative points and they're all relevant. I don't like the shadow on this candle. I don't like how far it's come down. I do like how high it got, almost to an all-time high. That's very, very positive. If we close this weekly candle, as I've said, we could come back down and retest 7, and that would be a very, very bad week. But give next week a really good chance because we're above every moving average on alphanumerics on the weekly time frame. That's a good spot to be in, even though this is a disappointing failure of a week. So why did I put on a trade with all of that negativity? And just to be clear, I don't know how long I'll be in this trade for. It might be over by an hour after the show. I might give it some room. It's just because of this. The old higher low situation that we had. We came down, put in a low. Yes, the candle print was lower here. But let's just say, instead of just doing the W pattern, which it's not a W pattern because that was just a wick, it was actually a continued a lower lows here. But on the 1-hour time frame right now, we're above the 7. Don't mind that, okay? But I have a very defined stop loss. I know exactly how far I can give up on this trade. 0.74%, okay? Now, in a 9x leverage trade, I wouldn't even give it that much room. But I can go take a punt on a trade like this and put the stop loss even around here. This is what I was saying in yesterday's show when I was talking to my wife. I crack onto the great trades, but don't think for a second that I'm not getting these annoying little stop out trades quite regularly. I take these little hits, and then occasionally I get one that cracks on 100%. That happens quite regularly as well. What I was saying in the show yesterday is I have to play all of them. I don't know which one's going to work. I don't know if this is the wrong one, which is going to stop me out at bugger all loss, or if it'll crack on it here and I'll stop out at break even or higher and I'll make 30 grand on the trade. I don't know. I don't know which one it's going to be. So I just have to take them all, make the losers short, and let the winners run. So, Tone, let's just view this for a second. I don't mind. I don't mind it. I don't mind even that this has just come back down to the 7 on the hourly, work its way up. It's got a long way to go to the 200, to the 30, to break these highs here, to change the structure of the market. Then you've still got the 50. Then you've still got the MRI support and resistance zone up here at 70. It's got a long way to go to start feeling confident. But I've taken a punt and I've got a stop loss in. As I come back to you, Tone, any thoughts on that?
Yeah. I mean, It's possible. For me, these are complete no trade zones. I'm staying 100% long on a 4-day chart, but on the 1-day chart or lower, I would stay away from that personally. But Matt knows what he's doing. He's been very profitably trading for a while now. And uh, yeah, the only other thing I just want to check out the S&P real quick. It is a 3-day weekend this weekend, so the markets will not be trading on Monday. So everything I said going into Monday is really going into Tuesday. And
Oh, I didn't know that.
oil
What's the
markets are
reason?
consolidating. Gold is up a bit. That's a good sign for Bitcoin, that gold is bouncing back up. The S&P 500, after the crazy good earnings that NVIDIA had early in the morning, the S&P has pulled back. But I do think that the S&P, May is pretty much over. It's supposed to be sell in May and go away. Well, I'm not sure that's going to happen this time. Even if the S&P pulls back to its prior swing highs, that's not a big deal. And I do think the S&P will be rallying this summer. And the Ethereum ETFs looks like they have been approved. They're not going to start trading for a little while, but they've been approved. I mean, I think the SEC is grossly incompetent. But I think this is it. I mean, buy the rumor, sell the news. And I find it hard to believe that Ethereum would rally past the prior swing high against Bitcoin, and especially past the weekly MRI resistance line. There's also trend lines. There's just so much resistance here that I find it hard to believe that Ethereum would break it. And I did tweet out a chart of Cardano yesterday. That tweet got a lot of engagement. Eventually, the path for Ethereum will be similar to the path for Cardano, which is down 90% since the last swing high. Going to break new lows to the downside, just like all other proof of stake coins, making new all-time lows. Here's Tezos. Here is, or is like Dash or something. They're all gonna make new all-time lows. I'm not gonna spend too much time looking for that one. It's not important. Litecoin, new all-time lows. Monero, new all-time lows. Well, actually, Monero is not a new all-time lows. It has a while to go. Chart looks very similar to what the Cardano chart looks like. But yeah, I think Ethereum will eventually head down to new all-time lows. All right. And on this note, Matt, unless you have your final thoughts on the price, we're gonna get going.
Nah, it's great. I want to see Bitcoin rally here. I want to get back that feeling that we had last week or earlier this week, and I think there's a good chance. I don't want to lose sight of the fact that we're near all-time highs. I think that's very relevant, and I think that there's a really good chance that in the weeks to come, Bitcoin does a lot better. So if not this position, if I stop out of this position, I'm still on the hunt right now for a good place to roll the dice again. And that being said, join the Discord group so you can join the trading competition and we can take out first prize. We're going to announce it tomorrow and have the links. So I think there's already people signed up for other teams. They've got hundreds of people signed up. I think we can do better than that. Let's beat the Koreans at their own game. I want to beat the Koreans. All right. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful weekend. Tone, have fun.